some days you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so on top of this, nothing can tempt me, or there's no way I'm going to get distracted or deter from my protocol. And then there's other days where we're just, for some reason, we just are not feeling it. And I'm going to speak on mostly maintenance, because of course, once we get through the 11 days, we also want to have continue the motivation to stick with some sort of a protocol. And of course, we've taught that you have to decide what that is. You have to figure out what foods that you can and cannot tolerate. So I wanted to kind of give some tips on some things that you can do when you're feeling like you just are really tempted to eat something that you shouldn't, but you're really craving it. And I'm going to kind of walk you through that. First, you have to identify what it is that you're feeling. And I also want to speak to women. Also pay attention to your cycle. We have different cravings throughout the month, and sometimes I can go all day without, I can have my big meat meal and then go all day without eating, and then I have my shake, my incubated shake, and it's easy. And then other times of the month, it's not so easy. So you just have to also acknowledge the fact that we have hormones and they fluctuate throughout the month. So don't be discouraged if you feel that you're craving things at a particular time of the month. Just know that that's part of being human or being a woman. So here are some things that I do, first of all, to help myself stay on track, even on the days where I'm feeling not so motivated or my cravings are a little bit more intensified. And so what I do is if I'm craving something that I know I shouldn't have, first thing I'll do is go in the kitchen and fill up on all the things that, before I even have time to decide, am I going to eat this, or can I, or maybe just a little bit, I've had a hard day, and all these reasons why we kind of start to convince ourselves that it's okay, like just one little bite's not going to hurt, or just today's not going to hurt, I'll get back on track tomorrow. First, have your go to 3 things that you can eat, and eat those things first, and then you can reassess, do I still want to eat that? And most often you'll find out that you won't, or you don't, because you're satisfied. You're full in a way where you're like, I don't really feel like that as much anymore. Or you've also got to the point where you've let that urge pass, because urges usually only last for 15 to 30 minutes. So if you can kind of get through, just set the timer, be like, okay, just 30 minutes. I have to feel the sensation of wanting that food. And during that 30 minutes, these are the things that I'm going to do. I'm going to drink some bone broth. And I added a tablespoon of butter and some salt. Then I got a beef stick that has no added ingredients. I think we get them from Costco. I have the wrapper here. Grass-fed beef. I just had that. I also had a little bit of kefir with some berries and a little bit of raw honey. So I first had that, then I ate my beef stick, and then I'm having my bone broth and a big glass of water and a square of chocolate. That's a lot. Normally I don't need all that, but of course it's certain times of the month where I need more, and I'm not going to think, oh no, something's wrong, why are my cravings back? Because you have to know that it's always going to fluctuate. So I first eat all these things, and then not only have I filled myself up with the things that I know that I can have, but I've also let the time pass to where the urge is no longer as strong as it was in the beginning. And then you kind of get to a point where you're like, yeah, I don't really need that anymore. So that's just one tip. Also, identifying the emotion that you're feeling in the moment, whether it be boredom, anxiety, anger, jealousy, stress, in any way. First, identify what that emotion is. And usually when we have any kind of negative or lower vibration of emotion, we tend to take action that are more in alignment with those things. So if you just first acknowledge what it is that you're feeling, you can even kind of dig a little deeper and figure out, what am I thinking that's causing me to feel this way? You might have remembered something that happened a week ago, and you're like, I can't believe that girl said that to me. And then you start spiraling into this thought pattern that you're like, yeah, and then you start replaying it, and then it just turns into this, you kind of bring your vibration down, and then you start wanting to do things that you don't typically want to do when you're feeling better. So identify what you're feeling, identify the thoughts that you're having, give it some time to pass, have some backup plans of things that you can eat, fill up on that first, and then you can reevaluate whether or not you still want to eat the thing that you know you shouldn't. The reasons why we have a hard time sticking with certain things or achieving our goals always comes down to our mental health. So I want to be that for you. I want to help you with the mental health aspect of this, because we want to bring everything into alignment, not just eating right, not just having the right diet or protocol, but bringing it all into balance, mind, body, and soul.